Hello everyone, Steve Blair with TeaTime Productions here with episode 6 of the TeaTime Productions vlog series. Today we're just going to talk about, what we usually do, a few of the happenings that have been going on in my life, some minor updates, that kind of thing. First of all, I'd like to bring up something that I've been talking to a few people about. Yes, I did get my new computer. I'm sure a lot of you have heard that I was talking about getting. I'm still in the process of getting everything set up on it. The operating system obviously is set up. That took me one day. But I still need to get my editing programs on it, the different files and stuff. I'm still in the middle of transferring everything over, which is why, if you've noticed in these past few videos, I still have my old computer sitting here. I'm still using that one because there's really not much I can do with my new computer. So far, my impressions of it are good from a hardware standpoint. Although I don't like Windows 10 all that much. It has Windows 10 on it. I was originally hoping to get a computer with Windows 7, but the options for that with the specs that I wanted were limited and very expensive. We got a good deal on a good computer that has not the ideal operating system. But I'm just going to deal with it for now. Hopefully I can get used to it. If I can't, however, I will probably end up putting Windows 7 on it eventually. I'll buy a copy of that. The computer doesn't actually have a disk drive built into it, so I actually had to order one online. I have a USB disk drive sitting on the ground behind me here for that. So if I decide I want to either install some programs from a disk on there, or if I want to install Windows 7, I'll have that disk drive available for that. As for other things involving the computer, hardware, it's great. It's got a terabyte hard drive that's double the size of the hard drive I have on this thing. It's got 8 gigs of RAM, again, double the amount of RAM that was on this thing. And it has a graphics card on it that has 4 gigabytes of its own RAM, which means that I could run Vegas Pro and Photoshop at the same time and still be able to run other things. I mean, since just the visuals themselves have their own RAM, and the processes, background processes, actually have, are using the normal RAM, I'll actually be able to multitask a bit better. I'll be able to create the custom thumbnails as I'm doing the videos. Rendering videos in and of itself will take less time. Everything will just run faster and more smoothly with that. There's an awesome extra driver. I absolutely love that. It's got an i7 processor on it. It's going to be very fast. It's going to be much better once I get the editing programs on that computer. I'll be able to pump out videos a lot faster. With this old computer, it takes a long time to render most things. I usually have to let things render overnight. It's usually what I'll do. I'll do my editing at night, I'll go to bed, and I'll let it render. In the morning, it'll usually be done unless it's a really long video, like my last blind commentary video that I'm sure a lot of you guys saw. It's been getting a decent amount of views. Unfortunately, not a lot in the way of likes or comments, but it's kind of the reason I canceled the series to begin with. But that was such an awesome series. Well, that's such an awesome episode of My Little Pony. Such a big event. I thought I would bring back the series for one episode just so I could, kind of do something special for the season 5 finale. So I wasn't really expecting much from it. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Please try to leave me a comment or a like on it. I'd like to see a little bit more feedback about it. So yeah, once again, the new computer is good so far. I'm just having a hard time getting used to Windows 10. It's pretty difficult. Like, you can't do simple things like change the color of your window frames on your computer as easily. Apparently there's a way to do it, but it's pretty complicated, and it shouldn't be that way. It should just be easy to do it just like on Windows 7, but whatever, it's Windows 10 for you. At least it's better than Windows 8. Speaking of which, I remember promising a few of my subscribers. I'm not sure, can't remember exactly everyone who wanted to do this. I think I may be remembering this wrong, but Landmob Gamer, I'm pretty sure you mentioned that you wanted to do a podcast with me, as well as a couple other people who were subscribed to me. I can't remember everybody at the moment. I'll try to put your names on the screen as I remember while I'm editing. I'm still in the process of looking for a headset mic that would be good enough for me to use for that. The microphone I have over here, this one here, it's very nifty. It's a nice microphone for doing commentaries, but unfortunately it's not going to work for doing podcasts. because as nice as it is, it's a USB mic, and I can't seem to find a regular mic jack for it. So, that being said, this can only work if I set the computer's main audio in out. Excuse me, leaning over out of the frame. Anyway, it can only work if I set the main audio in out for the computer to be the microphone, which means I can't hear anything if I'm talking into the microphone. So that causes a problem. So the obvious solution, if I can't seem to find a normal, mic system that works for that at least easily, then I'll just get a headset mic so I can talk to all of you. After I find a good one of those, I'll be able to get Skype, obviously, is what we'll be using. We'll do Skype calls, we'll do a Skype podcast, and then I'm going to get Audacity as well as whatever programs I need to record Skype calls 2 ways, hopefully, not just record my voice, but record the voice of the person on the other end. I'm hoping to not have to make the person on the other end record their own audio, then send it to me, and then have me sync it, but if need be, I'll do that. I'm sure most of you have audio recording programs, like I know Landmob Gamer does, so if I do a podcast with you, which I'm sure I will at some point, then that should be easy enough, but it's just kind of a pain to have to do that. Anyway, other updates, Dailymotion. As some of you may know, I have actually created a Dailymotion account. I will be uploading videos on there at some point. I'm not sure when, I still haven't. What will be going on there will mostly be behind the scenes kind of content, extra content, maybe some commentaries on certain videos I've done in the past, the longer ones. I can't really do commentary on short ones, because usually the amount I have to say about the production of a video is much, what's the term I'm looking for here? The commentary would run a lot longer than the video itself, let's just put it that way. So be on the lookout for that. There is a link to my Dailymotion in the bottom of all of my recent videos in the description. That's the most recent videos, so like the last 4 or maybe 5. And then also you can find it on my About page or up in the corner. You can look up in my, when you're on any tab on my channel page, you can look up at where the banner is at the top, where it says TeaTime Productions. Over in the right corner you'll see links to other pages over there. Dailymotion should be in there. You can find it there. Go ahead and follow me there if you will, because there will be content uploaded in the near future, hopefully. Continuing on that, I actually have had another solve of my 3x3 that's actually 50 seconds in .52, I think. So that will be getting up on my channel sometime soon. Again, it's been filmed for a while. The reason I haven't uploaded it is because I've been uploading a lot of cubing stuff lately. I'm trying to kind of, space it out. I'm trying to not overwhelm my channel with cubing, because I don't want to just be a cubing channel. I want to do cubing, but I want to do other things. So I don't want to overwhelm my viewers with a lot of cubing all at once and make them think, not necessarily make them think that I'm going all cubing, but I know not all of you are just interested in the cubing, or not all of you are interested in cubing at all. So I want to make sure I'm doing other things and accommodating the other people who want to see the other things too. So, I'm just trying to, mix it up a bit, kind of make sure I get a little bit of this, a little bit of that, not like all this for like a month straight and then do a few other things and then keep going with that. I also have an unboxing video that I filmed. If you follow my TeaTime cubing page, you'll know that. Like a couple weeks ago now I filmed that, but I haven't even edited it together yet because, again, it's just too much cubing stuff all at once. I don't want to just turn this into a cubing channel. The reason I've been filming so much cubing stuff is because it's easy to produce. You just turn on the camera, you talk about the cube, and then you shut off the camera. It's really easy. It's usually just a one-shot deal. They're easy to produce. It would be easy for me to turn my channel completely into, about this stuff. I could talk about cubing forever. It's really easy, it's really fun, it's something I enjoy talking about, but I know not a lot of you are cubers. A lot of you have expressed interest in getting them, but I haven't really heard anything since then about you actually, going out and getting a cube and doing some solves. I've just heard you guys say, for the most part, yeah, I'm interested in cubing, would you recommend one? And that's as far as it went. I do know that Salty Waffle 333 actually does have a cube collection, since he saw my cubing videos. He did a time lapse of all the solves of his different cubes. I watched that. So, he's gotten into cubing. I haven't seen all the others, like Kangaroo Vlogs. I know you mentioned you were thinking about getting into cubing. That would be cool to see you, do some cubing in some of your vlogs. Other things that are going on include episode 3 of my Steve and Steve skit series. I'm planning to, hopefully within this week, start filming that. I've been promising it for a while. I, again, do have the script written. For those of you who haven't seen it, in episode 5 of my vlog series, TeaTime's Day Off, that was the special episode where I, took you around the house and showed you what I do in my average day. I actually showed you guys that script and that one towards the end of the video. You could see my How to Tension Your Speed Cubes thing is actually the script for the next skit. So it is going to be a cubing related video, but it's going to be in the form of a Steve and Steve skit because, as I discussed in that vlog, you'll see if you haven't seen it, again, link in the description, go watch it, I definitely recommend it. Just How to Tension Your Speed Cubes, really. That was actually a request that someone asked me to do a tutorial about it, but it's so easy that just doing a tutorial alone on it would have been too easy for me to produce. I mean, I do a lot of filming of the cubing stuff, which is really easy in and of itself, but it would be so easy, so simple, so short of a video if I just did that in and of itself that I had to do something to make it more interesting for me and for everybody else watching it, so I put a framing device on it. And that framing device happens to be Steve and Steve. So I turned it into a really, it's probably going to be the longest skit yet, honestly. So I'm sure you guys will like it. Steve and Steve will be a regular series one day. I'm hoping once I can get to work with more people and get ideas from people more frequently, then maybe we'll start to see more of those skits. But as it stands, I'm completely working alone and barely getting any input from anybody else on the outside, let alone writing help. So until that point where those skits are going to be like 4 or 5 months apart like they have been, it's unfortunate because they're some of my favorite things to work on. I've only worked on 2 of them, but that's where my best memories of filming lie, honestly, is in things like that, the more complicated projects I've done. But, I'm sure that's how everyone feels about it. As long as they actually enjoy filmmaking, their favorite work is going to be the stuff that they worked hard on, where there was a lot of hard work, but it was a good payoff in the end. So maybe I'll do some of the making of videos for my skits, because I know a lot of people have expressed interest in how I got that stuff done. Maybe I could do some live recordings of my writing process, which would be awfully boring, but I guess if you guys are big enough fans of me, you'll be interested in seeing that. Either way, I hope to hear from you guys on this stuff, because I don't want to just be talking to myself here. I'm going to leave it there for now. Getting too distracted. Sorry about that cut. I didn't intend for it to be there, but my dad came in to say hi and let me know that he was home for work, like right in the middle of that. So anyway, this has been Steve Blair with TeaTime Productions, and I'll see you guys in my next video.
This tea-fi though, can I have another cup? This tea-fi.